Disclaimer: any dollar amounts discussed in this video are not guarantees of outcome. They are provided solely as examples of past settlements, verdicts, or awards in certain FELA cancer cases. Every case is unique, and the value of a claim depends on specific facts, medical evidence, and legal factors. To get a more accurate evaluation of your potential compensation, contact Gianaris Trial Lawyers for a free consultation. Railroad workers diagnosed with cancer may be entitled to significant compensation. A railroad cancer diagnosis can have devastating consequences for workers and their families, physically, emotionally, and financially. For affected workers with strong claims, railroad cancer settlement amounts have ranged anywhere from $100,000 to over $1 million, depending on the circumstances. In this video, we'll break down the factors that impact settlement and verdict ranges, what matters most when evaluating a railroad cancer claim, and how those details are used to estimate potential compensation. Average settlement and verdict ranges. The 4 tiers. In FELA lawsuits involving toxic exposure and cancer diagnoses, compensation can vary significantly depending on a range of factors. This may include the type of cancer, degree of workplace exposure, responsible railroad employers, and how long the worker was frequently exposed to dangerous substances, among other evidence. Again, these figures are very general and do not necessarily reflect your potential compensation. We will break potential compensation into 4 tiers, each with a range of monetary amounts. Tier 1, $600,000 to over $1 million or more. These settlements and verdicts typically involve cases with aggressive or fatal cancers, such as mesothelioma, advanced stage lung cancer, or multiple organ involvement. Claimants in this tier often had a clear, well-documented history of prolonged exposure to diesel exhaust, asbestos exposure, or benzene exposure. Victims in Tier 1 may include railroad employees who worked for decades in environments with little to no protective equipment and heavy exposure to toxic chemicals. Tier 2, $300,000 to $600,000. Tier 2 cases generally involve severe but less immediately fatal cancers, such as kidney cancer or bladder cancer, linked to prolonged exposure to dangerous fumes or direct contact with toxic chemicals like solvents. Railroad workers who held roles with intermittent exposure or whose railroad employers implemented some but not adequate safety measures often fall into this range. Tier 3, $100,000 to $300,000. This tier includes cases with less extensive documentation, shorter durations of toxic exposure, or where the connection between toxic substances and the cancer diagnosis is less direct. These cases may involve early-stage cancers or chronic illnesses linked to railroad work, where medical intervention was more effective or symptoms less debilitating. Tier 4, $100,000 or less. Tier 4 cases typically involve non-life-threatening conditions, lower levels of documented exposure, and/or limited evidence linking the railroad work environment to the diagnosis. While these injuries are still serious, they generally result in lower medical expenses, reduced lost income, and fewer long-term or non-economic damages compared to higher-tier cases. Why do railroad cancer settlement amounts vary so widely? The value of a railroad worker's cancer lawsuit depends on numerous factors. These include the specific diagnosis, e.g., kidney cancer versus bladder cancer, the extent and duration of workplace exposures, whether the railroad company failed to warn workers of known dangers, and the quality of available evidence such as medical records and employment history. Jurisdictional differences, the presence of surviving family members in wrongful death cases, and the quality of legal representation can also heavily influence settlement outcomes. How to calculate potential compensation. Estimating compensation in a railroad cancer case isn't a simple calculation. Because many cancers develop years after toxic exposure, attorneys look closely at work history, medical records, and the specific substances involved, such as diesel exhaust, asbestos, or benzene. Case value is influenced by the type and severity of the cancer, how long and how intensely the worker was exposed, and whether the railroad failed to provide adequate warnings or protection. Attorneys also consider the financial and personal impact of the illness, including medical treatment, time away from work, long-term limitations, and, in fatal cases, losses suffered by surviving family members. These factors are used to estimate potential settlement or verdict ranges and determine what types of damages may be available, which we'll outline next. Here are some of the damages that may be considered when calculating compensation. Medical expenses, including hospital bills, surgeries, chemotherapy, radiation, rehabilitation, and ongoing specialist care. Lost wages and loss of future earnings for time missed from work and diminished ability to return to employment. Pain and suffering. Physical and emotional distress caused by cancer diagnosis, treatment, and long-term effects. Loss of quality of life. Reduced ability to participate in activities, pursue interests, or live independently. Mental anguish for both the worker and their family as they cope with the life-altering implications of serious illness. Wrongful death damages. Compensation for surviving family members in cases where a worker dies due to occupational cancer, covering funeral expenses, loss of companionship, and financial dependence. Punitive damages, in rare cases where the railroad company's conduct was especially reckless or egregious. Costs for household assistance and long-term care, when cancer affects mobility or independence. Every railroad cancer case is unique, and damages can range drastically, even for two claims with the same injury. Because there's no one-size-fits-all calculation, working with an experienced FELA lawyer is often the best way to accurately assess potential damages and protect your claim. Get a free consultation with an experienced railroad cancer lawyer. If you or a loved one developed cancer after years of service in the railroad industry, Gianaris Trial Lawyers is here to help you pursue justice. Our firm has made it a mission to stand with railroad workers and their families seeking accountability and justice for workers who have been diagnosed with cancer. Whether you're battling the illness yourself or seeking answers on behalf of a loved one, our team is ready to listen, investigate, and advocate on your behalf. Let us help you seek the compensation you deserve and hold railroad companies accountable for their role in these preventable workplace illnesses. Contact Gianaris Trial Lawyers today to schedule a free consultation with an experienced railroad cancer lawyer. You can also use the chatbot on our website, lawforpeople.com, to share your information with our team.